Can you hear me? Welcome, dear friends from all over the world on Zoom and also on YouTube. And a big welcome to our two brothers, Brother Phap, who's originally actually from Indonesia, and Brother Bautik, who's from India. And of course, some of our sisters who've also joined us from Plum Village, Thailand. Um, so they're all zooming in from Plum Village, Thailand, where they're in the middle of their rain retreat. So, brothers and sisters, we're very grateful to have you today and for the brothers to offer practice and teachings to our Sanghas today. We are also very delighted to have all of you join us on this very special day of Gandhiji's birthday. Gandhiji has been an inspiration not only to us Indians, but to many of the so called greats around the world, from Albert Einstein to Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and of course Thai as well, of course. And in fact, there's a really lovely quote from Albert Einstein. And he said this of Gandhi. He said, "Generations to come will scarce believe that such a one as this, ever in flesh and blood, walked upon this earth." Wonderful quote. And what more can one say about Gandhi? In 2008, actually, that's Thai's last visit to India. And Gandhi Darshan Samiti hosted Thai and 30 monastics for nearly a month, while Thai and the monastics offered teachings. And at that time, Thai also delivered the Gandhi Memorial Lecture on the 1st of October 2008 to mark the 60th celebration of Gandhi's martyrdom and also World Non-Violence Day 2008 celebrations, actually. Today, as we know, is quite an important day. It's also had been declared by the UN as International Day of Non-Violence. So, Thai, I find, also often quotes Gandhiji in his talks and teachings, and was actually honored with the first ever Gandhi Mandela Peace Prize in July 2019 in India. And this award was received by Ahimsa Trust on Thai's behalf through some of our OI Sangamita members like Ajit and Rita and other friends and Sonal. And I think Rakhi was also there. So it's quite wonderful that Thai was the first one to get this. So anyway, I just thought that maybe I'll give you a little rough idea of what we're planning to do this evening. We will be starting with some sitting meditation, followed by a Dhamma talk, and then we will end with question and answers for about 15 minutes. And we would encourage people to put their questions on the chat box on Zoom and YouTube, and maybe they will be able to speak out their questions, or some Sangha friends will actually read those out and our brothers will respond to them. So first we will start with sitting meditation led by Brother Bautik. Bautik in Sanskrit means Satya Ratna, which is true jewel. Brother Satya Ratna did his college in the US, where he majored in math, after which he came back to India and joined the family business. He was a part of our India Sangha before he ordained as a monk in 2011 and as a Dharmacharya in 2020. So we so enjoy it when he joins us off and on and shares his practice. It's like having your family share. So welcome home, dear brother. We would so appreciate it if you could lead the sitting meditation now. So thank you.
So, dear respected Thai, dear family, we will now have a guided sitting meditation for around 15 minutes. So, we can just find a comfortable sitting posture. Maybe if you're sitting on a chair, we can have our 2 feet touching the ground. We feel stable, and our back can be upright but relaxed. We can have a gentle smile on our face, and if you like, we can close our eyes, and we can just completely let go of everything we've been doing today, any worries that we have, and just really enjoy the present moment. We come back to our body, to our breathing, and during the meditation, if we find that our mind wanders, we can gently bring it back to our breathing and to the guidance that's being offered. So we will begin our meditation by listening to 3 sounds of the bell. Breathing in, I know this is an in-breath. Breathing out, I know this is an out-breath. In, out. In touch with the air, I breathe in. Smiling with the air, I breathe out. Touching air, smiling. In touch with the trees near my home, I breathe in, smiling with the trees near my home, I breathe out, touching trees, smiling. In touch with the clouds in the blue sky, I breathe in, smiling with the clouds in the blue sky, I breathe out, touching clouds, smiling. In touch with the clear stream, I breathe in, smiling with the clear stream, I breathe out, clear stream, smiling. In touch with the vast ocean, I breathe in, smiling with the vast ocean, I breathe out, touching ocean, smiling. Enjoying the full length of my in breath as I breathe in, enjoying the full length of my out breath as I breathe out, enjoying the breathing, smiling. So, this is the end for our guided meditation for this evening.
Thank you. Thank you so much, brother. Really wonderful session. I was mentioning to you, we've just finished a very intense monsoon, at least in Dehradun, not so much in Delhi, but in Dehradun. And everything is looking very green and beautiful, and the sunsets are lovely. So we're touching what you reminded us to touch, and yeah, thank you very much. Took us to a different space. Um, I just wanted to mention that the It's a very popular weekly series by a national TV channel in India called NDTV. And there's a very senior journalist by the name of Shekhar Gupta who interviewed people. And the series was known as Walk the Talk. So Shekhar Gupta would interview his guests on a walk and they would chat while walking. And that was the way the interview went on. And then he invited Thai for an interview. Shekhar invited Thai for an interview and told him about this format. And Thai promptly replied, I cannot walk and talk at the same time. So Thai said, when you walk, you walk. And when you talk, you talk. So this was the reply from, our master of mindfulness and walking meditation. And we all know Thai's teaching is to enjoy every step and be present with it and all the wonders of life. But talking while walking would make us miss the moment completely. So for the first time in this series, Shekhar Gupta had to stop walking when he asked a question. I would stop too and then answer him. And after that, they would walk in silence in walking meditation until the next question would come, where Thai would stop walking again and answer. So Thai then walked his walk and he talked his talk, as we said, with Shekhar. But what is also was very obvious for many of us who are his students was Thai always practiced what he preached, and he definitely walked his talk also. That's exactly what Gandhiji did as well. So it's very apt that the title for today's talk, Brother Phap, is Walk the Talk. That's what Brother Phap chose. So I would like to introduce Brother Phap, or Brother Nyan Bhadra. He is originally from Indonesia, where he was a computer engineer, and he spent 3 years in India studying Tibetan, and also worked as a volunteer with Youth Buddhist Society, YBS. He understands bits of Hindi as well, I believe. So maybe we can all ask our questions in Hindi, brother. He was ordained in Indonesia as a monk in 2007 and has lived in Plum Village since 2009. And then in 2014, he was asked by Thai to support Plum Village, Thailand, and be closer to Indonesia, where he visited often to help with Sangha building there. So, Brother Jnanabhadra is a Dhamacharya in the Plum Village tradition. And, Brother, we're honored to have you with us. And thank you so much for agreeing to offer some teachings.
Dear Thai, dear brothers, sisters, and dear friends around the world, either in the Zoom or on the YouTube. And today is Sunday, 2nd of October in the year 2022. And I would like to greet everybody and I hope all of you are doing well. Namaste. This is the very unique greetings in India. And thank you very much, Brother Bautet, and also Sister Gitu, and also Ahimsa Trust for organizing this event. And I personally feel like I'm very honored to share a few insight, maybe we can call like that, or my personal experience. Of course, it's something related to practice. In Plum Village, our teachers always encourage us to share what we practice and practice what we share. So it's a both way. We don't share something that we don't practice, and it is not our culture. So every monastic order, like Plum Village, we also have our own culture. And then usually we don't share something really high above or somewhere on the clouds. But we try our best to be more grounded and walking on the earth. Maybe if you read a lot of books from Thai, yeah, the most venerable Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh, probably you heard about like he quotes a Zen master from China. Is a Rinzai master or Linji master. He say the miracle is not walk on the cloud somewhere, but the real miracle is walk on the earth. I really like this sentence, even it's being repeated many times. I still love it because there was a time Thai told us a story of an astronaut. It was very funny. Yeah, I was always smiling and laughing every time he told us this story. Like if an astronaut, like flying to the sky above and to the Milky Way, and then probably during his time out there, he will miss the earth so much, and then he will be very happy if he can walk on the earth. At the meantime, we are walking on the earth every day, but I don't know whether we can feel that it's really a miracle. That is why to be in touch with the miracle of our life, that is why what Gitu has shared just now, like we don't talk while we are walking. When we walk, we just walk. When we talk, we stop, and then we will uh, have a conversation while we are stopping. And then after we finish our conversations, and then we can continue to walk. So to make a relate to our topic today, walk the talk. Yeah. And actually today, um, all of us gathered here to celebrate. Yeah, celebrate what we call it birthday of Mahatma Gandhi or Gandhiji. And probably everybody very we know that he's no longer with us, but the spirit of non-violent ahimsa. That is why maybe this foundation is called Ahimsa Trust, the non-violence Ahimsa Trust. So frankly speaking, every time when I read or I listen or I heard somebody mention about Gandhiji, the first word that pop up in my mind is non-violence. And frankly speaking, is watering the seed of a non-violence in me. Non-violence at the same time also means kindness, yeah, maitri. At the same time also means love, compassion or karuna. So maitri and karuna both. So you will see how this ahimsa, non-violence, related to maitri and karuna. And it's being watered just by listening to his name. Somebody just mentioned Mahatma Gandhi, Gandhiji. So even the name also gives us a very good impression. So that is why in Plant Village we also have practice called flower watering. Our teacher like to say, every human being is a flowers, and then as a flower we need water. This means like we have a good seed in us. We have a seed of non-violence, ahimsa. We have the seed of maitri, loving kindness. We have the seed of compassion, karuna, and we have a lot of seed within us, whether it is a wholesome or unwholesome in us. So when we talk about the birthday, it's very interesting. In Plant Village, we rarely use this birthday. We use continuation day. Yeah, because you will see there's a pair of opposite between birth and death. So there's like two things in the opposite directions. You have birth and you have death. And okay, let's say uh, Gandhiji's birth certificate. I think I believe it was 2nd of October. But do you really think that 2nd October is the manifestation of Gandhiji? What about the duration of time, like maybe 8 months or 9 months or 10 months? That time when Gandhiji is still in the mother womb. Maybe it is nice to contemplate on that. It's really this birth certificate. Maybe if we really say like that, then maybe the birth certificate we have to put it behind another 8 months or 9 months. So actually, Gandhiji already there, manifest in the womb of a mother, yeah, even before he born to this world. And then usually we will talk about birth and death. We will we will we will think that birth and death is the opposite. Birth is the beginning, and death is the end. Everything disappear, become nothing. From something, you become nothing, because that is the end because of the death, and the death is really the end. Okay, let's say we know that Gandhiji is no longer here with us physically. But if we look deeply, then we will see that every one of us, we have Gandhiji in us. Even I just say his name, Gandhiji, is already being born into my heart. And I can feel like, how come suddenly Gandhiji become so many people? And I can say that Gandhiji is a manifestation of non-violence, ahimsa. And if we check inside of us, everybody have this energy. Everybody have this seeds of non-violent in us. I can feel it. That is why in Plum Village, usually if we sing a birthday song, we sing a happy continuation day. And it's very popular in Plum Village, but not very popular outside. So it gives us an insight that birth and death actually they are one. We can look at the eyes that they are the opposite, but actually they are one, birth and death. And our teacher like to give an example of a left and right. So maybe you think that left is left, right is right. Yes, correct. But if you want to spend time to contemplate on it, the left depends on the right, and the right depends on the left. So they are interrelated, they are interconnected. So how can you split between this left and right? How can you split between birth and death? Right? So maybe there's a topic that we can contemplate deeper about birth and death. And what the most thing that we can learn from Gandhiji actually from his life. I really like this sentence saying that my life is my message. So we want to convey a message through our life, our way of living. How we live our life daily. Then we can, people always think that when we want to convey a message, maybe through speaking. through a body language. But Gandhiji, he really sent those messages out by action. That's why people always say that actions speak louder than words, and it's very strong. If we only talking, for example, like in Plum Village, we practice mindfulness. We practice, then we share the practice of mindfulness. But there are people, they are very good in the theory. They read a lot of books. They memorize a lot of things. They can explain, they can share very beautifully all the theory in the books. They memorize it. But in reality, he or she might be not practice at all. Of course, when the people listen to this kind of sharing, it might be give us to a certain extent will give a benefit. Of course, I'm very sure. But the fullest benefits is the one who practice and then he share. That's why we call it we walk the talk. We are not only talking only without action, without practice. And it is also very similar to the advice from the Buddha. He say we have to teach whatever we practice, and then we at the same time at vice versa, we have to uh, uh, practice what we teach, what we preach, and then the other way around also. And this is very important. And I consider myself very lucky because I live in the community that we try our best and we are walk our talk. We practice walking meditation. Yes, we practice it almost every day except tomorrow. Why? Because tomorrow is a Sunday. Is a Monday. Monday is our lazy day. Lazy day means like we are practicing laziness. Maybe you think that laziness is something not very productive, not very good. But there are certain people they work so hard, even they don't have time to eat, they don't have time to sleep. So we have to nourish our laziness actually, but also not too much. Too much laziness is also causing a trouble. It's a difficulties. I think this is the main whole idea of Buddhism. They call it the middle way. We don't do too much, but we do enough. This enough is something very interesting to discuss because everybody have their own enough. And I remember a story in the is recorded in a book called All Paths White Clouds. Maybe you know this book. I think this book already being translated into Hindi. So in All Paths White Clouds is a story about the Buddha, and it's written by our teachers Thai very beautifully. I like it so much. Inside there was a story about there's a dispute between the two kingdoms. Between Sakya kingdom and Kolya kingdom. And then both of kingdom they are separated by a river. It's called a Rohini. I don't know whether this river is still available in India right now. It's called Rohini. So during that time there's a drought, no rain. So both kingdom, because they are depend on this river, so they have to use the water from the river. And then they start to yell at each other because they want to occupy the river, because the river is very important for them to survive. So each country want to, because it's drought, there's no rain, and then the scarcity of water. So each country between Sakya and Kolya, they try to take over, to take over the river. So they almost in a fight. They almost in a war. And then Buddha came to find out what happened. So Buddha tried to tell everybody that we can calm down, yeah, we can come together, and then we can discuss how to use this water equally, in harmonious. So we don't need to kill each other just because of this water. And then Buddha asked them, "Dear king, which one is more precious between water and blood?" Blood means a human life. Now they suddenly realize, yeah, why we need to shed our blood just because of water. So this two kingdom between Sakya and Kolya, they have a discussion in harmony, and then they use the water together. They survive. So you see, this is also an act of non-violence. People think that the first thing we have to do is we have to do violence in order to win, in order to overpower the other side. Then we have to use violence. But when you read the biography or the life story of Gandhiji, then you were very surprised. Even there are so many stories that when I read it, I said, oh, how come this Gandhiji can do something like that? And it's difficult for me to imagine. Yeah. The power, the determination, the commitment to a non-violence. So his stories really give a lot of inspiration. Every time when I read those stories, I also feel like I'm very touched. There's one day I remember a long time ago when I was still in France. There was a brother told me a story about Gandhiji. My brother told me that uh, a long time ago there was a lady with her son came to see Gandhiji because the son was so obsessed with the sugar. So the son eat a lot of sugar, and then the mother tried to persuade him, tried to scold him, tried many ways but failed. And then the mother thought, oh, maybe I should bring my boy, my son to Gandhiji, because Gandhiji is his idols. You see? So somebody is your teachers, your idols, maybe if the idols or the teachers say something, maybe you will follow. So she went to Gandhiji and brought along her son. And then, oh, Gandhiji, please, can you give advice to my son to ask him to stop eating sugar? And then Gandhiji said, okay, you come back after 2 weeks. And then the mother was confused. Why I have to come back in 2 weeks? You just say now. You say directly to my son, stop eating sugar. But the mother, okay, I will come back after 2 weeks. So after 2 weeks, the mother and the son once again visit Gandhiji, and Gandhiji with the strong eyes look at the boy. Boy, you should stop eating sugar. It is not good for your health. And then the mother was, oh, finally Gandhiji said this word and gave advice to my son. She was so happy. And then the mother was so confused. Excuse me, Gandhiji, can you tell me why you asked me to come back 2 weeks? Actually, 2 weeks ago you can advise my son directly, but why I have to wait for 2 weeks? Do you know what happened? Actually, Gandhiji also loves sugar. So he said, I spent 2 weeks to cut down sugar. So I myself stop eating sugar, cut down, reduce. So when I say those words, it has the power You see, when the person practice like that, yeah, Gandhiji stopped eating sugar, reducing the consuming of sugar, and then when he gave this advice, it's become very strong advice. You can see there's a power behind those words of Gandhiji. This is, I think, really the the life story that inspire us a lot. You know, from time to time in our life, sometimes when we are facing something difficult, when we are losing our faith in the humanities or in the kindness, when we are very desperate, um, a price commodity or food, the price keep raising up. I don't know in India. In Indonesia, it's like the fuel, the gasoline, the price keep raise up. So it quite create a lot of difficulties in the citizen, in the people. I think maybe India also got infected by this turbulence of this economic situation right now. And the practice of mindfulness, I really, really have faith, yeah, that will help us. So to cultivate this faith, sometimes we need to read, to listen to those stories. I don't know whether you ever listened to, heard about a great master from India. His name is called Atisha. It's called Atisha Dipamkara. He's a very well-known Buddhist master. He traveled to India a long time, to Tibet, yeah, from India to Tibet long time ago, and he gave a lot of teachings in Tibet. That's why uh, uh, Atisha is very well known in the Tibetan community. And then because Atisha gave a lot of teachings there, and then one day he lost his faith. His faith is getting weaker and weaker. Say the faith to the three jewels, to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And then he start to read the story from a Jataka. Do you know Jataka? Jataka is a life story of the Buddha. And then the students of Atisha asked, "Dear teachers, why you read this story?" And then Atisha replied that, "I can feel that I'm losing my faith to three jewels, to the teaching, to the Dharma, to the practice. So I have to nourish my faith by reading the story from the Jataka." Yeah. I hope you know Jataka is a part of the scriptures from the Buddhist scriptures. It's available nowadays on the books or maybe electronic books. So by reading a story from the Buddha, like just now, I shared the fight between Sakya kingdom and the Koliya, the few life story of Gandhiji. I hope it can water the seed of faith in you. We need faith. Yeah. That's why in the Buddha's teaching we have 5 powers. The first power that gives you energy to continue the practice is the faith. It's called Shraddha. And the second one is called Virya. Virya is a diligence. So the faith and the diligence, you have to practice it together. Both of them is a basic for us to continue our practice of mindfulness. You cannot say, "Oh, sorry, brother, I'm so busy today. I have a lot of things to do. I'm very lazy. I don't want to practice mindfulness today." But luckily in Plant Village, we practice mindful breathing. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing. Like Brother Bauta just now shared the the guided sitting meditation. Yeah. So you cannot say, oh brother, I'm so lazy today. I don't want to pay attention to my breathing. I don't want to breathe today. I don't think it's possible. They call it chutti, chutti. Oh brother, I want to chutti breathing today. Chutti means take a break. Yeah. No, you cannot take a break from the breathing. Excuse me, brother, I want to chutti. Chutti from breathing. No, I don't think you can do it. Yeah. You cannot find an excuse to stop breathing. That's why this breathing is very available 24/7, 24 hours and 7 days a week. And then we can spend time to pay attention, be aware of the in breath and out breath. Because plant village, we 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 practice being present in the present moment. Come back to the here and now. So this is what we have been doing. Even 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, we're doing the same thing. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. Repeat it again and again. Few young people complain to me, hey brother, why you always teach us this breathing in, breathing out? You don't have other things to teach us? That will be the very basic thing, very wonderful thing, and also at the same time a very difficult thing, because we want to practice mindfulness, but many times we are in forgetfulness, right? So we have to nourish this power by the faith and the diligence, so to support our practice of mindfulness. So to really honor our teachers like Thai, I also consider Gandhiji is one of my teacher. If I say Gandhiji is my teacher, so I try to bring this non-violence, the good quality, yeah. But about this, uh, there are so many good qualities that, of course, we are not able to do it yet. But at least there's few quality from Gandhiji, from the Buddha, from our teachers, from Thai, that we can embody in us, and we bring it to us, and then we practice it. It's a kind of way to honor our teacher, to honor Gandhiji. And Gandhiji will be very happy if a lot of people continuing his work. I think we can call it is an unfinished work from Gandhiji. So all of us have to continue. That is why we call it, we are the continuation of a Gandhiji. We are the continuation of our teacher. We are the continuation of our father and mother. And if not, if uh, if I'm really nothing without my teacher, without Gandhiji, without my teachers, Thai, without many others teachers, I really nothing. I receive a lot of blessing. I receive a lot of guidance, advice from my teachers. So whatever good qualities in me is all belong to my teachers. Whatever bad quality is my qualities. But all my good qualities is all due to my teachers. It's all due to many ancestors who inherit these good qualities to us. And thank you very much, dear brothers, sisters, dear friends around the world. And just my sharing personal experience, and I hope it's a benefit for all of you. Thank you very much for your listening. Maybe we can listen to one sound of the bell. Brother about it sat next to me will sitting next to me will invite one sound of the bell. Let's breathe together wherever you are, and enjoy the sound of the bell. And this sound is from Thailand, and it travel very far to India. Please enjoy the sound with the in breath and out breath and gentle smile. Thank you very much, dear friends, and I return it back to Sister Gitu.
Thank you so much, brother. It was really wonderful, wonderful talk with so many insights and little gems that you've offered us. I loved your sugar story. Really, Gandhiji walking the talk. Then, how you said the power behind his words was so much stronger because he was sharing his practice. And just about the continuation, every time, I think you mentioned that when you say Gandhiji, you're actually manifesting that seed of non-violence in you. Or when you say Thai, you think of mindfulness. Uh, Wonderful, really. Um, and no birth, no death, and continuation. So many, many thanks from all of us who are here. Um, we actually will open it up for questions and answers. The chat is on, and if anyone wants to has a question, please type it out there. Um, Manish, what do you think? Can we unmute people? What would you like to do?
Yeah, we can unmute people based on. I think they can type their chats or requests, and then we can unmute.
Okay. So if you can type your questions in the chat, then accordingly we will unmute you, and Indira will actually read out. Will tell us who needs to be unmuted. And there are also some people on YouTube. So Shalu is there to maybe after a couple of questions from the Zoom friends, we can actually open it up for the YouTube friends, Shalu. So if there's some questions there, after a couple of questions here, we can open it up. Thank you.
And dear friends, please, you may ask a question about your practice, or if you're having any some difficulty or some question in your heart, you may ask the question. We try not to ask too many intellectual questions, about theories or books, but something real in our life. And Kai always said that a good question can benefit many people, and we can also ask a question in brief, so we can have it short. Yeah. So please, if you have a question you would like to chat, type it in the chat for everyone.
Everybody happy. No questions.
Maybe people can raise their hands. Uh, that may be quite nice. Manish, what do you think? Maybe a little bit more spontaneous.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Manish, Mala has asked a question. Namaskar, both the brothers. And I have to say, Brother Bautik, you're looking much younger than when we met you so many years ago. So this must be real practice. I just had a short question because Brother spoke about faith. Even though one has great faith in the teacher, and uh, uh, that doesn't leave one's heart, but very often one loses faith in oneself. In the practice, not faith in the practice, but one just loses heart, I would say sometimes. And one loses faith in oneself. I just wondered if you can give us some guidance as to how to go through that period.
I would like to invite my brother to contemplate on it and then to share his insight concerning this losing faith in oneself, in yourself, and how to get through it.
We can have a sound of the bell. Would you like that, brother?
Sure. So, dear Thai, dear Sangha, I think the first thing is we don't have to be perfect. Sometimes maybe we have very high expectations of ourselves. And one of my brothers, he has a quote, a board. It says, "Be present, not perfect." Um, so I think it's also about accepting ourselves um, with both our beauty, our positive points, but also our weaknesses. Our ancestors have given us both, um, but we are very fortunate that we have the practice and we also have the Sangha, we have the jewels, and also the mindfulness trainings. So the more we practice, the more we take refuge in the Sangha, and the more we practice the mindfulness trainings, I feel we become a better human being. We keep growing. So I think that's the first thing. I think the second thing is sometimes I do something, I do an action that I'm not happy about, and then we also have the practice of beginning anew, and that is also a very beautiful practice. So it's like a chance to look back at ourselves and yeah, also like express our regret, and we could share that with either someone in our Sangha, or we can share that with the Buddha. We can practice touching the earth, and we can make a determination to do better again. Yeah, and I think the third thing is to like water our own flowers, you know, to be aware of all the good seeds in us and the things that we're doing already, because we have many good qualities, and I think all of us, just by the fact that we are practicing, that is something very beautiful already. Like we are walking on the path of understanding and love, and we have a beautiful aspiration. So, yeah, not everyone in the world is doing that. So we should also be aware of yeah, our beautiful qualities, the things that we are doing, and we should be aware of those, and also water our own flowers, and that will also give us faith in ourselves. We know we have all the good seeds in us already, the seeds of understanding, of compassion, and yeah, we just need to water those seeds. And I think having a Sangha is also very beautiful. So yeah, we can support each other in the practice. And I'm sure other people in the Sangha also see our beautiful qualities very clearly. So from time to time in the Sangha, we can organize a session of flower watering, and yeah, we can share for each other the beautiful qualities. And yeah, we already know that we have the Buddha nature in us, and that's something that Thai was very strong about. That the Buddha was a human being. You know? Sometimes people make Buddha a god in some tradition, but Thai said he was a human being. You know? He had difficulties just like us, and by his bodhicitta and by his practice, we could have great love, great understanding. So we have all the same seeds, and we can do the same. So I think we should really have faith in us, in our capacity. Yeah. And if something small happens or something happens, we should not let that bring us down. And we just kind of stand back up and continue on the path. It's also a long path. Sometimes we meet difficulties, but we just continue with our aspiration, with our practice. Thank you.
Gitu, I cannot hear you.
Geeta, you need to unmute. Yeah. Thank you. There is a question from Ranjini. Can we unmute Ranjini? And Ranjini, would you like to ask your question?
Sure. My question is, we invite the bell twice at the beginning of the meditation and end with 2 sounds of the bell. So I would like to know the significance of doing so. Could you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we invite the bell thrice at the beginning of the meditation and close it with 2 sounds of the bell. So I would like to know about the significance of doing so.
Okay, thank you very much, Ranjani. Feel like just meeting you a few weeks ago. And actually, there's things called consensus. So we organize in the way that we can make a differentiation, not discrimination, but we want to make a difference between opening and closing. And frankly speaking, don't ask me why 3 times or why not 4 times. I think 3 is something very interesting. Is interesting in Buddhism. You have 3 jewels. You have many 3. Yeah. So I think maybe it's the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Yeah. The bodhicitta, the breathing, and then the community. 3. And then you begin with the 3 sounds, and then to let everybody know that, oh, this is the end. We just invite 2 sounds. Yeah. If we invite 3 sounds again, or maybe people were mistaken, oh, this is beginning or this is the end. So I think this is just a way how to help people to be more aware of or be mindful. Yeah. Of course, we will say that the end is the beginning is the end, but we still have to do it in the way to help people to know, oh, this is the beginning bell, this is the ending bell. I hope it's I don't know what about it. Want to add more something? From Raka.
We cannot hear you, Raka.
Raka, correct?
You need to unmute her.
Can you help to? Yeah, okay. It's unmute.
Namaste to both of you and to the whole Sangha, of course. My question is that I'm on my best behavior. Uh, I'm on my best behavior. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. I'm on my best behavior, but there are people around me, maybe one person or two persons, who are, getting after me, uh, bullying me, but I'm on my best behavior, but people are, getting after me, bullying me, stuff like that. So how do you sort of, how do you sort of deal with people like that, the situation like that? Because, it can cause you a lot of tension, stress, and unhappiness. So that was my question. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, now I would like to share very briefly about that. The first thing that I'm very sure is if the person bullying you, I think that person has a lot of suffering that he or she cannot handle. That's why that person try to pour it out in a way not very nice by saying something about you, even you are in your best behavior already. So so I think at that time, if you take a long in breath and out breath, and you tell yourself, this person maybe has a lot of suffering in herself or in himself. That's why he pouring out the bitter words or the bullying words. So if you say in that way, by accompany your saying with the in breath and out breath, the compassion can give rise in yourself. Oh, poor girl, poor boy, poor man. Yeah. So there's a compassion can manifest inside yourself, because if somebody bully you, maybe the first reaction you want to retaliate, you want to scold that person, you want to do a violence to that person. So breathing actually can help us to calm down and to don't follow our habit of retaliations. If that person bully you and then you were so angry and then you bully him back, oh, it's endless. Yeah, it's not because you are. Sometimes people will say that, oh, you are very weak. Why you don't say something? Why you don't stand up or bully him back? Actually, many people they try to retaliate because they don't have. They think that violence can solve a problem, but actually violence create more violence. Yeah. So please contemplate on this. Maybe it will help you a little bit, and then we don't need to respond to this bullying. Yeah. Because you cannot satisfy everybody. There's even you're at your best behavior, there's always one, two, or three people will say something not nice. Yeah. Why people say not nice thing? Because he has a not nice thinking, right? Yeah. But we don't follow and then we don't respond. So I think it might be wiser to do something like that, or you just can keep silence. Yeah. Come back to yourself. It might be quite helpful. But sometimes when you really need to speak up, you have to speak up. Yeah, because sometimes people keep bullying you. You have to help them to understand. Hey, not good bullying. Yeah, but you need to use a loving speech. This fourth mindfulness training, deep listening and loving speech. You can say in the way that that person have more understanding. Yeah. So maybe can help that person lessen his or her habit of bullying. Yeah. or maybe my brother would like to say a little bit more.
So, as Phap shared, I think it's about our practice. So we practice to cultivate our solidity and try to be less affected by it. It's quite a difficult situation when someone bullies us, and I don't know about the exact situation. The person is living with us, for example, it makes it much more difficult, or if it's on a regular basis, also it's much more difficult. So, firstly, we try our best by our own practice. We can ask the Sangha for support. But I think also if it's too much, somehow we need to make a boundary also. So, when we say compassion, there are two sides. One is a gentle compassion, but one is also the fierce compassion, meaning no, this is not acceptable. See, we stand up for ourselves, and I really hope there is no kind of situation of either some kind of verbal abuse or even physical something. So if it's anything like that, you need to clear that out and get support. Yeah. So I think it depends a bit more on the situation. So first we try to practice ourselves, and also if we can support the other person, because Brother Phap said they also have a lot of suffering, their difficulties. We try to understand them, and we try to help transform the situation. But if there's a situation which is needs a different kind of way of dealing with it, we also need to do that. I hope that's clear. Thank you.
So maybe we have time for 2 more questions. Is that okay, brothers? Or is that one
Maybe
more?
one more.
Okay.
Last question.
Okay, last question. I think there's someone on YouTube who has asked a question. Shalu, would you like to read that out?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, brothers. Our next question is from a person who's Alia from, she's joined us on YouTube. Her question is, I feel an injustice with someone, but no one asks me for help. And I feel frustrated and sad because I don't get to help. Should we help if they don't ask for? Would you like me to repeat that?
Please.
I feel an injustice with someone, but no one asks me for help. And I feel frustrated and sad because I don't get to help. Should we help if they don't ask for?
Should we help somebody if they don't ask for it?
Yeah. So someone is in an unjust situation. So I think we can help, but we need to be skillful with the way we help. So the practice is a lot about skill. So this is also an art. We know what to do, what not to do, what to say, what not to say. And I think there are many ways that we can help. So if the person is in an unjust situation, and yeah, like sometimes there are groups of people also in unjust situation, and we have the aspiration, the bodhicitta to help them. Maybe there are people who are poor or don't have much voice. Many situations like that, people in terms of difficulty, so we can help. So yeah, we can offer joy to that person. That's one way of helping also. We nourish the seed of happiness in that person. And that's the practice of loving kindness. And we can also practice compassion. So we can listen to that person, listen to their difficulty, their suffering. And we know that if we listen deeply, we already support that person a lot. Maybe the situation hasn't changed much. Just by listening deeply, we already support the person a lot. And sometimes we don't even need to tell the person, oh, I want to help you, but we just do it in a like skillful, invisible way sometimes. So that's loving kindness and compassion. And if there is something else that we can do to try to help the situation, change the situation, we can also do that. So that depends, of course, on the situation itself. Concretely, what that is, I think it depends on that. Yeah. So, in my experience, I feel the more we practice, the more spiritual strength we have to actually be able to help. Sometimes we have the aspiration to help, but our capacity to help is quite limited. This is what I see for myself also. Yeah. So we can really invest in our practice. And also the way we live our life. By living a simpler life, by practicing the mindfulness trainings. Like Gandhiji could do a lot, because he could also sacrifice a lot. Live very simply, the way that he, the clothes, his food, anything. Yeah, we heard the story about giving up sugar, non-possession, many things. So, yeah, I think by the way our choice of living also really affects that. So, thank thank you for your question and your aspiration. I think it's a beautiful aspiration. And, I hope that you can help that person or the groups of people who want those kinds of situation of injustice. Thank you.
Thanks so much, brothers. I'm going to ask Indira to actually close for all of us this wonderful session. So, Indira, over to you. And then I can invite 3 sounds of the bell to end.
Dear brothers, dear friends, thank you so much on behalf of Ahimsa Trust. It's been such a wonderful session today. And it is with deep gratitude that we have celebrated this evening of Gandhi Jayanti together to remind us of the importance of our full presence, to remind us of ahimsa or non-violence, and also of authenticity or satya, truth. That has been so meaningful. And I just want to express deep, deep gratitude on this day to you, dear brothers, to our beloved Sangha, and to all the participants around the world who made it possible for us to be together on this very important day. So thank you so much.
It's also a pleasure for us to have the chance to be with you. For me personally, to be with my home Sangha, it's been a real pleasure. Yeah, and Thayhopta also has some Indian blood. You know, he ate some Indian food for a couple of years and stayed in India.
Yeah.
So I think we both feel very grateful and happy to be with the Sangha. And also, maybe the sisters can offer one song before we end the session for this evening.
Sure.
We'd like to invite Sister Guangshan.
That would be utter joy. So, dear sisters, we await the practice of the song.
Hi, dear Sangha. Good evening. I am just me now. Earlier, there were some other sisters, but we lost electricity and the internet for some time, so they went home. But I am here now. Do you have a song request to end for tonight?
Anyone with a song request?
Your favorite song, sister?
Okay, if we do my favorite song, then it would be Breathing In, Breathing Out.
Wonderful.
So if you know the hand gestures, please do along. We can sing together. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. I am blooming as a flower. I am fresh as the dew. I am solid as a mountain. I am firm as the I am free. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. I am water reflecting what is real, what is true. And I feel there is space deep inside of me. I am free, I am free, I am free. Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me join you tonight. And thank you, brothers, for a beautiful Dharma talk and sharing the answers at the end and your questions. I'm so grateful to be with you tonight and celebrate the Gandhiji.
Thank you, brothers and sisters, and thank you, Sangha, and the tech team. Many thanks. So, should we have 3 sounds of the bell? Is that okay? Yeah.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.